Alright. This is a VOD review for Crimson. We are going to see... He's playing Baptiste. Alright. He's playing on console. I know that for a fact. So we're going to look over everything.
These conditions are not optimal for experimentation.
Okay. First issue.
Optimal for a tan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay.
You are completely healed.
First, I want to state this. Your Stigma's playing low ground for no reason. Right here. Not sure what he's doing. Hold on. How do I do this? Freaking. That's not where he needs to be playing. He needs to be playing up here and rotating back into here. That's where he needs to be playing. So, positioning wise, that is a poor position for the Sigma. Now back to you. Back to you.
Vous semblez avoir besoin de longer corps.
I presume you're not watching, really, so you're fine.
Is he on console or is he on PC?
He's on console.
Yeah.
You really want to be playing, if you're playing BAT, up here, in this general vicinity, you're out of LOS of the enemy, right here, that's coming in through here, and you can still heal your teammates from that are playing low ground or playing up here. So if they're playing low ground, you're able to position yourself over here on this high ground here, and you can heal. And if they poke in through this little section right here, you're able to deal some damage. And then you just, over time, you're going to rotate back over up here into this general vicinity. So, like, relatively speaking, this is where you're going to want to play after they take that choke. Just you rotate back around and play around here. Because there's a health kit, like, right there. I believe there's one under as well.
That's a good rule of thumb. Anytime they have a one-shot here, they're like a Hanzo or a Widow. I'll normally... Like, that's your main priority is to, like, play in those positions, but also just prioritize staying out of their LOS.
Yeah. So...
That was pretty accurate, I would say.
In this situation, either... Since they're playing Hanzo, especially since they're playing Hanzo.
And the Doom, like, the Doom can dive you, and then...
I
don't know,
yeah, the Doom can dive you, but the Doom's not going to be for whatever reason. I assume this is Plat, right? I'm pretty sure it's Plat. So they're going to be playing as Plats. They're going to be trying to play main. But if you're going to be playing Baptiste, you're going to be wanting to play over here until all of them have pushed past choke. And if they're not paying any attention to you, you're fine to stay here. But my suggestion would still be to rotate around back over to where your Torbjorn's at. And avoid the headshot location right here. If you need to drop down and cut across, it's fine, but don't. You gotta make sure you're careful with it, because that Hanzo can one-shot you. But realistically, you're gonna want to play in that corner over there at first, and then rotate around to over here where the staircase is on either side, and you can play cover here. Your best bet would be like in this vicinity right here, because they can't hit you right here. So, back to Mikey.
Immortality field deployed. Stay inside the field. In tipped up shape.
One more thing I'm noticing on BAT, you can actually, between each grenade launcher shot, you can actually shoot your bullets, like your actual gun, twice. So you don't have to just heal bot. You can deal damage between each healing. Just try to get that in mind.
Are you recording a video or are you just speaking out loud?
I am recording so he can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anything that you need to you may think that may help.
See, that's what flow feedback was good for. That's what Jang used.
What do you mean?
you know, like how he'd be like, it's like flow feedback. You literally upload a video to that site, and then you literally are able to draw on, like, if you were to pause it right here, you could be like, okay, well, you see the ash right here, and you circle it with like a pen, and then you can actually draw on the screen at that moment, and it saves it to that specific point in the video.
You know, I wish I could do that, but I can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, they shut that site down. I don't remember why. They stopped developing it, so, but it was really nice for VODs.
One other thing I am noticing. You're playing way too out in the open. We've already stated where you need to be playing, but you're playing way too out in the open. First point, 100%. Because if that Hanzo wanted to, if he was not playing up there, but she's playing in the right position anyway, up top, I believe. He's going to rotate around the play in this general vicinity or right there. If he wanted to, had he actually played up here on this ledge right here initially, or played down here by the Doom, he could have logged you like multiple times over.
Yeah, Hanzo should be playing that high ground.
The Hanzo should be playing right over here. So, I mean, it's a console plat game. I'm not expecting everybody to be like perfect, but this is where you're gonna want to play. I mean, I guess you're doing fine on keeping your Sigma up. That's just good. Let's continue. Let's see. Yeah, your position's fine right there. You got a Genji behind you. Okay. Hanzo just logged somebody. Okay, that was a good reaction. But you're playing mid up point. You don't want to be doing that. I'm going to continue saying that until it's fixed. But you don't want to be playing point specific. That's not your role, and that's not your positioning. Your positioning is to back up your tank and your DPS. So in this instance, your tank, yes, he's playing point, but you can play on high ground to keep him alive and maintain eyes of the entire battlefield instead of just focusing on point. Your priority is not point. See right there, you got logged. I'm pretty sure by the freaking Hanzo right there, right? Yeah, you got logged by the Hanzo. Exactly what I was saying. You need to play in a position where you can get into cover easily. So. Okay, well, yeah. I'm trying to get used to this stupid friggin'. Also, one more thing. I didn't even see you use immortality at all during that fight. First fight. There probably was a couple times where you could have used it, but I wasn't paying full attention to where you were positioning. So, I'll be honest. I'm sure you could have used immortality a couple times somewhere, but there was probably an instance where you could have, if you hadn't died and you played in cover, you probably could have kept somebody alive with their immortality. But as soon as you died, that linchpin has kind of just ended it. I mean, the Ashe dying didn't help, but you could have saved it with immortality for sure. I mean, am I wrong, you think? I don't think I'm wrong on that one.
What were you saying?
I said he probably could have. I didn't see him use immortality at all over here on first fight. Had he not died and played like in a position where he's like in cover, he probably could have saved. Even if the Ashe had died from that headshot, you probably could have saved it with immortality. Or extended the fight, you know. So, all right. Positioning wise, I want to see everybody positions first. Switch to horse. Still on bat. You're fine to play here if you want to. Play this corner if you want to, but I would suggest, if I can move, playing on high ground, either right here, because there's like a little section of wall where you're safe, or you can play a little bit further back right here. And that way, they only have a small angle to hit you on. So like, very small angle. You can play right here and you can still see your horse, and you can just rotate it accordingly to get to where she's at. So. Also, don't see you using your boots that often. You can use your boots to position wherever you need to. But high ground is definitely essential. You gotta get yourself into that habit, especially in freaking Plat and stuff like that. If you want to get into diamond or higher ranks, you're gonna have to position better and obviously take more risks in some fights. But in this instance, you want to be playing high ground. Again, you can always spam damage, so. There you go. Okay, immortality. That was a waste of ammo. You didn't even need to use that. Nobody's gonna die. It was just a waste. It was just there. It was just thrown out. They were rezzing. Hanzo was low. You didn't really have to do any of that. You were perfectly fine. You didn't even have to use that. And immortality, if you're gonna use it, try to angle it where it can't be easily shot. So like immortality in this instance, if they were low, throw it against the wall. And they're coming in like here, throw it against the wall right here. Because immortality will still work in this little line of sight area. It's kind of a wide area, so you'd get about halfway through and you'd still be able to have a position to hold cover and stuff like that and keep them alive. So, yeah. We continue. I don't know why they switched to Lucio. I don't think Lucio was a pick on that one. What? Hold on. Did the Doomfist disappear? Oh, he DC'd. Okay. Good reaction to that. See, right there, that would have been a good time to use immortality on the horse. You could have thrown it in that room to save her. Like, had you not used it, like, 10 seconds earlier.
Yeah, because it bounces. He could have gotten.
You could have yeeted it into that room right there and saved that horse. The horse would have never died. And you still have a tank. I know they're down a tank right now, but even still. I mean, you won the fight, but you still could have saved your horse. That would have been optimal. That would have been a way to keep your get your next ult. You know, she is low. You're positioning where you need to position.
Watch out for that enemy.
Good use of your ping.
Now you see me? Now you don't.
In this instance, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Noah, but you're gonna want to play. Hold on, where am I? Free cam in. You want to play this little bridge right here, right? I would assume this is where I would play if I'm playing BAP, because I can just jump up and down. If I'm playing like Honor or something like that, I'm gonna probably play a little bit further back and down here. But
I mean,
I would argue that you could play right up here.
depending on the comp, I mean, you got like a really brawly comp.
I mean, if you're playing BAP in this
you
instance,
can rotate back there mid fight, but like if you're like in poke phase, I'd be playing on that corner with the Orisa and shit. And like whenever people start pushing or whatever, deciding what they want to do, then that's when I'd start rotating back.
Yeah.
I think that's what I could. That way, like if they get a crazy dive on somebody, you can burst heal with your regenerative burst, and then.
Yeah. No.
I think.
This is start a fight, obviously, but in general, I would argue.
Yeah, in general, like I mean, because you want them to use as many resources as they can to get to you.
Yeah. So
the
like.
thing is, Hanzo, he needs one resource, and
That's an arrow to your head. Yeah.
Yeah, he just shoots it, and that's it.
But generally, obviously, you gotta watch your flank right here. So I would suggest playing in this general vicinity, and just keep your eye out and consistently check your right over here if you're gonna be playing over here. Now, if for whatever reason they've already pushed past this corner with the payload, you're gonna want to play up here, 100%.
I mean, yeah, that's what's not bad, because if the Genji has to dive to you, then he's.
And even if, especially if you're playing BAP, Ana and stuff like that, that's fine.
Good, I think.
They're gonna, your Hanzo or the Genji, whatever in this situation, is gonna probably try to dive you this way, and that's gonna force them to use abilities on you, and you can use immortality if you need to, or regenerative burst to save yourself, and your teammates can come bail you out if necessary. You have Lucio, so that would be a bit easier in a sense, but it's console and Plat. I don't know. We'll have to see. going to continue and see where we're at. Good instinct on that. You're playing generally where you need to be, but I would play a little bit further up. Right about where you're at right now. Because you can see the entire battlefield right here.
Over there. Stay alive for me. Fight blue again.
I have no complaints for now, right here. Don't play out too far in the open.
Enemy here. Regen up. Healing you up. Let them out. Immortality gear deployed.
Okay. One thing. I know they're down a tank, but that was a lot of ults wasted for no reason. Genji shouldn't have bladed. He was low. Moyar kind of just rushed in. You didn't need to use window. You would have won the team fight either way. And then I know your Bastion and your Torb were dead, but you would have won the fight either way. You had your horse and your Lucio. You would have been fine. We're gonna fast forward a little bit.
Ready for battle.
I don't know if their tank comes back or not.
Nice to be the pick. Over here. Reloading.
Oh, he came back.
Who's not to reload?
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Over there. Watch out for that enemy.
It's always best to review a VOD that's a loss.
Yeah, this is what this is. I told him that to send me a VOD that where you played well, you feel like you played well, and then, you know,
Yeah, that's perfect then.
it was a loss. I should be able to help find your mistakes there. It'll be the easiest way to do it. I mean, obviously, positioning stuff's not going to be perfect on anybody, especially not in console and in lower ranks. I'm not trying to bash console or anything. I'm just saying it's a different breed of people on console.
Now you see me? Now you don't.
So your positioning is relatively fine right here. You want to still be on the high ground though, like you were.
We're almost there. Keep it together.
Don't just tunnel vision the Hanzo either.
Let them out.
See, that was a waste of a window. You didn't need to use that window.
Here with the Q.
You could use that to heal more if they touch point.
Stay near the immortality field.
Do what?
So we finally saw the immortality field.
Yeah, it was fine ammo. I don't know why I call it ammo. I really don't. That's neither here nor there. Back to what I was doing. Do what?
I think a lot of people call it that.
I mean, a lot of people say lamp though too. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever. I think I said lamp when it first came out, but I think MO is just.
It's shorter. That's the only reason I say that. I don't know.
Yeah, lamp just seems like it takes more brain power or something. I don't know. I
A couple things for this first round. Your window usage is doo-doo. No offense. There's several times where you could have used it in a sense of early fight, or used it in a sense of defensive fighting, instead of just using it offensively in a random spot. You want to either put it where it's going to be in front of your teammates or in front of yourself. If it's going to be in front of yourself, make sure you can heal and deal damage through it. And if you're going to be throwing it in front of your teammates, make sure that they have something that can use it and it's in a good position. Don't throw it just like on that payload like you had it just like a second ago. You got to make sure your timing on window is good, because this is not a good position. You didn't even need to use it here. You won the fight way early on. You really didn't need to use it here. I guess it got some value, but the Genji started deflecting, I believe, so it just sent the bullets right back at you. There's no real point. There's nobody here aside from the Genji, so no real point. You could have used it in a bit of a later fight in place, like right here, and healed with it instead, but it worked out in the end, I guess, for that fight. So, are you playing BAP again?
Ready for battle.
He's playing BAP. Attack BAP.
Ready for battle. Defend objective A.
For one, I wouldn't be playing Baptiste here in general. It's not this first point, 100%. That's just me though. I mean, as long as you're playing cover, you're fine. But realistically, that was an okay mortality. You didn't need it. You had cover, but see, the Hans is playing high ground. Well, do what?
I say you hate to see it.
Yeah, it happens. Positioning wise, it wasn't a bad idea to get on the high ground. It was actually a good idea. However, as soon as you saw that Hanzo and you weren't going to win that duel, and you felt like you were going to win it, at 75 health, I would have peeled back a little bit. Yes, you probably could have killed him instead of peeking, because he just instantly he dashed and charged his arrow up. You had to react to that.
Close.
It could have worked out, but in this instance, you probably should have just backed off until you had regenerative burst and, come back around the corner and kill them after that, after regen.
Yeah, I wouldn't duel a Hanzo without immortality, and then I would engage with the immortality just so.
Yeah. I mean, you're a DPS BAP personally, so more so than I am. So, I mean, you had the right idea generally, but
Yeah, I don't think it was horrible. I would have done it a little bit differently. Like if he wanted to commit to that fight, I would have done a charge. Like as soon as he saw that Hanzo go back, I would have charged a jump and then did like a jump peek around that corner. So
yeah, he would have had to look up, especially it'd be slow because he has to use a stick. So
yeah,
you would have had the
Even
advantage
that
there.
Hanzo still could have killed him. So I mean, it's just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think had he had regenerative burst there, like waited that half a second to come around that corner and jump, he could have regenerative burst and burst him down at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. As soon as he got hit and he was like, I'll die to an arrow now, like a body shot even. Maybe he should have waited just a second to get that fight.
Because he had 2 seconds on regen, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get you all better.
Got us outnumbered.
Very true.
Watch out for that enemy.
Okay, don't be playing here, for one. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Oops. Don't be playing here. Not at all. Don't be playing here, because that Sigma could just throw his balls on either side of you, and you're dead. Like, if he angles it right here, dead. Right here, dead. He can just like move back and forth between the thing and just trap you. If if everybody's staggered out and dead already, just rotate back around this corner. There's a health kit, like, not even up 10 feet from you. You don't want to be positioning by that bus, not unless your team is there.
Now you see me?
You got out. I guess not. You got headshot. You got damage boosted and discorded. Look at that thick booty.
How about I try that again?
As of right now, your team is just staggering, so it's not completely on you. They're staggering in and out. So you still have the right idea. Playing high ground is where you want to be playing. Once your sig is pushed through this choke anyway. Definitely be playing on the high ground. Okay, mortality usage. Wouldn't have used it there, but alright. We're gonna watch that back. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna watch this through positioning. Alright. For one, your Sigma's still playing main. Your Mace standing there, spamming, and your Bastion is fighting a Reaper and a Hanzo with your Brig. You okay?
I had a thigh cramp.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, sucks. As soon as you lost that Bastion, you and Brig should have dipped out of there real fast. Like, either rotated this way to where this health kit is, or rotated back around. I guess there's that Hanzo, but you probably could have bursted him down on BAP and made your way back under and healed your tank.
I wouldn't have rotated out. I would have rotated in.
But you
Like,
should
if they
have.
go Mega, then they're split. They're playing like what, a 2v5 and a 2v5.
Yeah, and you could have. I was meaning more of picking up the health kit, but I think rotating over here would be the best option. That's probably what I would have done anyway.
I would have dropped down from that high ground. I would have even taken the stairs. I would have like
just drop right here, yeah.
And then I would just LOS the Hanzo, or try to LOS him while I heal or do whatever.
I mean, he's low, so you probably could have killed him, but you drop down, play under here. You're able to heal your tank and your other person. If the Brig dies, so be it. That's on her at the end of the day.
Yeah, but also like
Dude.
that May and that Sigma shouldn't have pushed down there to begin with. I feel like they should help take that high ground.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's a lower rank game. It's a metal rank game, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. So
yeah, that's true.
That Zin's just vibing, man. But your May moved up with the Sigma, but I think at the end of the day, since it was just both supports, you had a damage boosted freaking Reaper for one and a Hanzo right there. You should have just dropped down and played with your moved over to your Sigma in that instance, especially if after your Bastion died. See, your May, I don't know. Oh, I tapped out. Your May is playing way out there for some reason. Oh, my frame, hold on. She could have dropped wall and saved your Sigma, kind of. Y'all completely lost that fight because y'all played split. And now your Bastion's pushing up for some reason. If he's gonna die, there's no point bailing him out. Just leave him. So you have a window.
Let them out.
Interesting placement. You're not gonna get any value though. I mean, I guess it forced trans out in a sense, but there's no point in using it. I would have waited and used it probably right about here, in this little area where you're at. Like literally, window. You should have windowed right about here, because then you would have been able to immortality onto your Winston and heal him, and be able to deal damage with the rest of your team.
30 seconds remaining.
Can't save them all. Clock's ticking.
So you were looking for the immortality there. I saw that. I would have switched to Lucio, at least the touch. Well, that's all I can tell you, Mikey. There's a few things you've done wrong, obviously, but for sure, I would have switched to Lucio in this instance at the end of the fight. If you're gonna lose, you might as well switch to something that's gonna be able to touch, because you're just gonna on Xin. Yes, you can deal damage, but at least if you learn how to do like a rollout on console with Lucio, you probably could have gotten back to point and been fine to an extent. At least contest it for a smidgen longer than, you know. But overall, I think overall it's just your positioning. You have the right instincts, but it's your positioning and window usage. If you're playing BAB, 100% window usage. On. Did you have? Is this after you and Brig died? Yeah, it is. So you didn't have window yet.
Looking better already.
Someone has to keep you alive.
Either way, like relatively speaking, your instincts are right, but you need to be using window in more of an aggressive situations, or if you're about to lose a team fight, you can use it to keep your team alive, because it does 100% more healing and 100% more damage. Immortality usage, throw it around corners, stuff like that. Use it if they're low. Don't just toss it out, because there's several times where you could use it to save yourself or save a teammate. And you're not using your exo boots enough either, so. But overall, not too bad. I think if you adjust for those, you should be fine and should go pretty well. I will check your other game out later, but that is all I got to say. I don't know if Noah has any other opinions or anything, but that's what I would suggest doing.
At the moment.
So, on support anyway. That's what I can tell you. I don't know anything about the other roles aside from minor positioning. I'm not that fluent in that, but that's all I got for you, Mikey. So, good luck. Hopefully this helps, and I will look into your other VOD when I get the chance to. So, good luck. Peace.